Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, however you are, wherever you are, whomever you are. And just like a certain wizard, a baker is never late, he's always on time. It seems like there's no live feed from the treehouse hearing, and my chef, no, my boss, she won't let me have days off, so I have to find something else to do. So I found a Florida man because when in doubt, look to Florida. And yeah, this is a DP case, and not in the fun way, DP. This man allegedly told the police he had to get rid of the devil after allegedly pew-pewing his ex-girlfriend in the head and wounding a second woman. A 60-year-old man is accused of unaliving Lisa Bunce, 56, while visiting a home in Haines City owned by her friend Sandra Andrews. Andrews was also pew-pewed in the face by the suspect, but is expected to survive. Deputies from Polk County were called to the home at the Sweetwater Golf and Tennis Club community just after 1 a.m. on Saturday. It's when is this from? This is from 2019. Officers said Murdock himself contacted 911 and was located outside the home. According to the newspaper, the pew-pew was located on a nearby driveway. Her body was found in a closet. She had a pew-pew wound to the head. The suspect told the police, "It's an emergency. I just pew-pewed two people. I'm not leaving. I'm sorry. I had to get rid of the devil." In total, 4 calls was placed to the police department in relation to the incident. When found, a wounded Andrews identified David as the shooter, cops said. The victim was in Florida visiting friends and was set to return to Ohio the day after. During her travels, deputies believe the suspect attempted to contact her, but his number was blocked. Uh, she had moved to Ohio last year following a troubled relationship with the suspect. She had relocated to Toledo after the suspect made threats against her. He is facing charge of first-degree unaliving, attempted first-degree unaliving, armed burglary with assault battery, and pewing inside a building. Murdock told us he had to get rid of the devil as an excuse for his accent. The actions, the sheriff said. Lots of people blame the devil for their misdeeds, but it takes a person to pull a trigger. We are going to hold Murdock accountable for unaliving his ex-girlfriend and trying to unalive another woman. The suspect was held in Polk County Jail. There was no bond listed on inmate filings, and she was treated at the hospital. So that could be an interesting case, Jamie.
Yeah.
But there's no feed from it yet. So there have been certain attempts to, because it's a DP case, and they have the new rule in Florida where you can you don't need to have a full jury.
I think it's
So
like
we have to.
8-4.
Yeah, that's the
something.
8-4 rule, and they call that unconstitutional. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But I thought instead of just sitting here and looking pretty, I should also do some trial watching, and you can look pretty. Jamie doesn't react when I say stuff like that.
Morning, everybody.
I said you look pretty.
Thanks. I just woke up.
Thank you so much, Iris, for the 5 gifted memberships. That's Selbird got a membership, and Flash Fan. She came in doing the Treehouse trial. Snooky Nookie, CE, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Ditch Pickle Hunters got a membership. Thank you so much, Irish. Well, it's funny how Florida-centric we are. Jamie, have you told everyone what you watched yesterday?
What did I watch yesterday?
What did you watch
Oh,
yesterday?
our
Baker
stream?
and Valhalla Awaits are some of my favorite YouTubers. Please go support their channel. This is Lynette and I support this message. Baker
wait
and
to gather
Valhalla
support.
Awaits are some of my favorite YouTubers. Please go support their channel. This is Lynette and I support this message.
You have a fan.
Yeah,
She's
I have a
cool.
new fan. Treehouse update. Ty was on time, Judge was late. Well,
The
that's
new
a
judge.
first.
I was wondering.
Sounds similar to the Alex Murdock name. Well, his name is Murdock. Sounds similar to Daredevil's name.
Murdock, yeah.
Dave Umberger, if you look around this, somewhere you will see a little thing called a little logo from YouTube. And if you say those things, they will take your monetization away.
Yep.
It's not 100% guaranteed that will do it, but that's the common belief. So that's why we have to say all the stupid girly baby words. Well, yesterday, Sniper Pew Pew gifted memberships, and we got from Legendary, and who else was it? Ariel gifted memberships yesterday.
Ariel.
So that's a good thing about keeping the Wall of Fame, so I can remember stuff. Hey, Stacy. Yeah, my new friend Lynette. Jamie didn't. She didn't find her funny.
I didn't. She's a Looney Tune.
Your audio is weird again today. This is about a guy who allegedly pew-pewed his former girlfriend in the face, and her friend. Hey, Julie, and Haley Wolf. I didn't do all the normal thing. And Money G, and Captain said, hey, before I go, so good to see you. Yeah, no, a Murdoch, not a Murdoch. You're out of court. Turtle Boy's nemesis has her appearance there. She is accused of witness intimidation. Oh, that's funny. Isn't that the same things they charged him with? I bet she get a different treatment. I'll bet the case itself will be, but it's just a hearing today. It probably won't be that long. David Murdock. Hey, Moore. Hey, Nanya. Yeah, let us know. Hey, Sue, let's know how it goes. I bet it won't be the same things they want as they did with TB. Yeah, and please, if you're most likely already following the Hales, but or else go over and say hi to them and follow them. Great content. I didn't think they proved his guilt. I think he was very, very lucky. I don't know if the rumors are true at the 11-1 or the 8-4-9-3, but he was very, very, very lucky that he got a hung jury. And if he's going to do the same thing again for the next trial, I'm not sure he's going to win it. But I don't think they did it. No one else but a prison snitch puts him at the scene. So a competent lawyer should get him off. I don't know what his. I don't know if he used to be a CSI. Haven't seen anything about that. I believe she lived because there's still just one unaliving charge. Yeah, we didn't find the state proved anything. Guten Tag. Marci Abbianati. Hello to you. 9-3. Yeah, 9-3, and he was lucky. He was so lucky. Because his idea about bringing everything else into the courtroom that's not allowed to be brought into the courtroom, and it's just too stupid. And I know what he's wanting to do, and I know that he feels like he has the right to do it, but the problem is that's not the way to do it. And if he gets a judge that'll shut him down even more, he's going to lose. You still like the way I say cooler? I say it the correct way, cooler. Well, Erin, go bounce. Well, she's a big fan of me and Valhalla. Possibly. I know he won't have a lawyer, and that's a stupid move. Feral girl. He's gonna have a new witnesses. Well, that's it. That's what the hearing is about today, right? To see if he can bring them in. Jeg håber også, der kommer noget i den her uge. Yeah, and the problem is if 2/3 of a jury is going for guilty, you don't need many more. You need some strong people to hold out for it, and it's going to be a new jury. Is this trial? I think this trial should be a shorter one. And tomorrow, I know, is the Karen Reed case. So I will be covering the Karen Reed hearing and then pick this up later, just because I've been invested in Karen Reed for that's close to a year now. So I'm gonna follow that as well. I just didn't feel the state proved it, and the plea deal they offered him kind of indicated they didn't have a case against him. Hey, cool gamer, how you doing? So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting hearing tomorrow to see how much they can bring in from and how much is in the FBI documents.
Better?
She just said that she hopes that the postman will deliver her package from me she sent 2 weeks ago. Yeah, my playlist is here. One of my better videos is where I try to reenact the accident unaliving with Legos. I can't make it fit. We're always busy. Jamie keeps us busy. Hey, farm girl mom, how are you doing this morning? Yeah. I got a fan gift. So now I got Panella sending me a gift and Lynette promoting me. It's a good week. But I'm not as famous as Jamie. She already got her fan gift last year.
What?
From this lovely lady. I just said Panella was sending me a fan gift, and I said, you're more famous than me because Iris sent you a fan gift last year.
Oh, she sent me the eyelashes.
Yeah.
So cute.
Hey, Hospice Jess. You sound better now. Yeah, there's still some weird kick in, but maybe it's just, I'll just, there's always problems.
Best I can do.
Thank you so much, Tracy. And yeah, I know there will be a big support again tomorrow, and just whatever you do, stay away from that idiot Grant. He's spiraling so bad.
Yeah.
Hey, Wolfie, how are you this morning? Farrell would send her the lotion if she wants.
Not me?
Yeah, I'm not a her.
Well, she said her, so I
Yeah, that's not
didn't know
me.
she was talking to somebody in chat. I
Yes,
want
Christine,
some.
this
I
is a
can't
new trial.
find it anywhere yet.
Yeah, Paula passed away, sadly. I don't know what's wrong with Jamie's headset. It's roboting a lot. Hey, Else. Else? Michelsen Schierman from the Netherlands. Welcome. No, I got that little soundbite from DJ Radis. Everyone should follow him. He makes funny little AI music videos. He has a lot of Hills-inspired music videos. No, she never does that. She yells that at me all the time. Just put the lotion on the skin. No, they shouldn't be in jury selection. They were supposed to start today. Yeah, if those witnesses has anything to do with the case, that's the problem with because he wanted to bring in witnesses that weren't allowed. That he was told during pre-trial motions that he wasn't allowed to bring in. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he can be allowed to bring new witnesses in. That's what the hearing today is about. I would believe. That's why I wanted to watch it. It's Dutch. It's a hard language. Yeah, I know that this is his wife. Welcome, Lauren. I've seen
Hello.
her. I've seen her on other channels. Good morning, White Paint. Well, we spy around on different channels too, so we know people. But I still believe a lawyer would be the best option because there's a lot of things you'll think you can bring in, but there's also a lot of things that you can't bring in. And to this day, I still don't believe that the state proved anything in that case. And you can see it when you offer someone a plea deal of time served for a murder case, you know you have a bad case.
Yep.
But it's going to be very interesting to see. I hope we'll get at least a recap of it today. Oh, I just want this guy to start. It's so annoying. Apparently, it should be a one. It should be a shorter case, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking if there's anything going on. But it's supposed to be a 3-day trial.
Surprises me that he would even want to go to trial.
Yeah, he pled guilty to the police.
Yeah.
I hope they have him on tape.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know I'm a weird person, Jamie?
Do I know that? Wait, like really? What's
Do you
up?
know I like to play around on Canva?
Yeah.
Do you know I have a merch store?
Yeah. I saw that.
I shouldn't be allowed to have an internet.
No, this is what internet is for.
Exactly.
If not to make ridiculous merch. What's the point?
Yeah, Eris, you asked. I I showed it to you. That was good timing. Maybe it's just because it's a pre-trial hearing, they don't live stream it. Not every courtroom is accessible, but this should be accessible, and there's nothing. I can't see anything. Can't see anything. about it should be delayed. Not Paula. Christine said they were still picking a jury, but the other places I looked, they said that they did see the jury.
Oh,
So it's
on
a little
the
weird.
David,
Sorry?
the David trial, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just waiting for the newsfeed to start. That's what it said.
Yeah. So that's why I'm a little confused that they didn't start anything. But sometimes they start late, sometimes they never start at all. So let's just hope that this is one of those who starts.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just we just have to sit here and fill time. All by myself. Don't wanna be all by myself anymore. I'm not. I have Jamie here.
You're not, yeah.
Let's
So what is the Karen Reed stuff about tomorrow? What are they going to be going over?
well, it's the pre-trial hearing stuff. It's all the motions they have filed. There were all these motions to dismiss, the motions for gross police misconduct. I think they said they had one, maybe two of those. So there's a lot of stuff because they got those. Was it 6,217 new pages? No, 3,617 new pages from the FBI jury hearing. So they have to go through all of that and make motions. She gave them no timeline to read it, and so that's what they're arguing tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting to see how much they have found in it. The findings hasn't been public yet, so it's a little hard to follow along what they claim is in there. I know Grant claims that everyone is going to be in prison for conspiracy, but I don't trust him. I'm not sure he understands law.
I don't think he understands a lot of things.
No, he knows how to smoke weed and make up stories, but that's a good grift. I just make cups that I don't get anything out of, so that's a bad grift.
Yeah.
I don't know why Lynette inspired me to do that one.
She's a Looney Tune, man.
No, she's not, Jamie. She's a passionate woman who's you're so.
My child just fell down.
No.
I can't take this. I cannot take this.
I plead the fifth.
Oh, I want that one. For this one or for everything? For everything.
Just
All
for
I've said.
everything that's happening.
You can't talk about the poo bottle. I plead the fifth.
God.
I don't care. I have anxiety over the roof.
No, her saying every 5 seconds, I can't hear you, was driving me, like, that was killing me. I hate it when people are like, I can't hear you, but then they're answering your questions anyway.
Yeah. No insanity defense.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did
The cup is up and ready to purchase. It should be up and ready to purchase.
Did he actually plead guilty to the crime?
Well, he did on the phone. Said I had to kill her.
Yeah, because I saw the whatever, but then yeah.
Sniper pew pew. I can't do anything about sizes. It's there. That's I don't know. Talking about sizes. That's a man with a. Why did I say that, Jamie?
I don't know.
That's a man with a sizable presence. Hey, Brandon, how are you doing?
I was waiting for you to finish that sentence.
Yeah, I might be. I might say something stupid.
Hi, Brandon. Good to see you.
Yeah, I was when we watched it, Jamie and I was sitting here thinking, it can't be true. Jamie isn't breaking. And then all of a sudden, the breaks came.
They have to come naturally. And a lot of, I told him, I said, a lot of it, I was just like, I can't believe this woman is real. Because she's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that you were really popular in high school.
Oh my God, Lefty. You're so stupid.
If you were watching, yeah, the worst part of this case was it was so badly done. The state, so bad, really a bad presentation. And again, if you offer a guy 2 years served on a murder case, you know you don't have a case. That and the only witness who can place him anywhere near the scene is a guy who went from having a 15-year plea deal to accepting a 5-year plea deal. That tells you everything you need to know about how certain they are that they have a case to put against Tyrone. So yeah, Flash fan, been a member for a month. Well, we're happy to have you.
Yeah.
You are a little Christmas gift. Yeah, I heard that about you in high school too. Isn't Lefty? He's a Packers fan. He's not a Minnesota fan.
You're really pushing his buttons, aren't you?
I'm sorry. No, but let's just look at one of the state's witnesses.
Okay. Do you remember any description as far as the size of these men?
Yeah, I remember the size of them. I know, I could tell by the Swayzer who that one was, by meeting him different times up there at Paula's. I knew Swayzer is, get that word right, Swayzer.
Okay. I don't know what that word means, so I'm sorry.
Oh, his style, his walk, his talk.
Okay.
That was one of the witnesses who were at the scene at the treehouse. The state attorney couldn't understand a word he was saying, maybe because he's been doing crack for 40 years.
Yeah.
And they came right on in.
Yeah, they was bloody. Came right around. Yeah.
I'm sorry, sir, that wasn't clear. Could you repeat what you just said?
He said,
right around. They got to make a turn on the steps.
No, but that's him describing the perpetrators arriving at the scene, and who was not the lead detective, but the second, the one who is now a 911 operator. Not because she got fired, she chose after she got reprimanded for 17 out of 19 cases.
What in the Canada swap meet heroin urban cowboy?
So I remind you, you're still under oath. That still carries over since the beginning of your testimony.
Someone purposely sewed those two fabrics together.
Those were the star witnesses in a case. This lady was fired. No, she wasn't fired. She chose another profession after she had mistakes in 17 out of 19 cases. No, it's not Lynette's brother. This guy's quite he's a worker if I ever saw one. He mows lawns at the local golf's
like a golf course, yeah.
At the golf course, and then he smokes rocks and drinks Captain Morgan. That's his life. But he's working hard every day.
Yeah, and he kept that job. He's kept that job and done his thing.
Yeah. I love Roger.
Roger is great.
The lead one was really bad. He's looking at me. The way he's looking, he's staring at me. He's making me uncomfortable. Oh, shut the F up. I think she made that herself. I don't think. Could you buy that off the rack?
Yeah. Probably.
And talking about what day it is today, Lefty is going out touching balls for the first time this year.
Is it golf day?
It's golf day. Yeah, she got surveillance videos for the wrong date. She's not the brightest bulb in the seaside.
Nope.
Lauren, I said that if they got a hung jury, they should just drop it. I thought they would have, but those two prosecutors, they got real pissy that they got a hung jury against your husband, because when they see a pro se litigant, and admittedly he was late a few days. He didn't. The whole thing about Paula, that was a big issue. So they were thinking this is going to be a cakewalk. And when they ended up with a hung jury, they got real angry. And they're going to use every penny of the taxpayers' money to... no, you don't have... yeah, you have pennies. To get him convicted. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Because there's no reason to read... They have no trial.
Yeah, they have no case, for sure.
Hey, Tom H. No, don't say sorry. We haven't started because we had to change our schedule because it wasn't televised. So now we're going to watch another murder trial out of Florida if it ever starts.
Mm-hmm.
You're a retired golf course superintendent. Do you also smoke the Rockety Rock? I'll just say it. The reason Roger has stayed this healthy this long, he doesn't touch the devil's letters.
No. Stays away from it.
Yeah. Only beer and Captain Morgan and a little crack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the big problem. They don't care. They're just going to railroad him. We watched the trial. Carol Wintala, they lost. They got 2 hung juries. Then they finally got her convicted on the third trial. That was overturned because they used a witness they weren't allowed to use. And on the fourth trial, we were watching for 35 hours of jury deliberation. It ended up being a lesser included. She should never have been convicted in that trial. But the state, they don't care. They have been going at it for 10 years? 16 years. That's so crazy.
And they have the money to do, they have the means to do it, and that's what's terrible. They can just keep going.
Yeah. And they don't care. You are paying the bill. Fedorowski, it would be Salut, Monsieur Boulanger et Mademoiselle Jamie.
No,
Salut, ça va, Fedorowski? Hey, Dog Daddy. Well, we haven't started yet because the one thing we were supposed to cover isn't televised and the other thing isn't starting. So, yeah, there's a new judge. The other one, he retired. And I think he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. You can't cause trouble in chat until I'm distracted. I'm always distracted. Yeah, but that's why you don't stay as healthy as good old Roger.
That's the problem, Dave.
There will be a change of venue. That's probably a good thing. Disqualified, yeah, but he's ready to retire, so that's why he said, "Well, I can't do this again." That's a good. I think that's a good thing. I didn't think he was unfair, but he lost patience.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Stephanie Bland, we are so happy that you're finally catching alive again.
Yeah, missed you, Stephanie.
Ariel, no, that I haven't seen anything about that. But Scott's there, and he says he will keep us updated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because
For
and
the
again, should we? To me, Jamie, what made me not think it was him? One, the sweetheart deal. Two, that video where he 2 minutes after he supposedly did it was at the store getting smokes, and they just walked together like nothing had ever happened. When they said, "Well, you met up with this guy at what's the store name? Tom Tim." I can't remember where he went to get smokes.
Hmm.
Was he sleeping through the entire thing? I don't know, but they never proved it. And again, if you just did the things you did, would you just meet up with someone at a store right after you ran away from the scene not to be with him? And that getaway driver, I'm still no, I'm not. I can't. I don't know. I wasn't there. I think it was the getaway driver and the other guy who did it. That's why they lied about the 11 one. Yeah, but any hung jury is just dangerous. So dangerous.
It is, because you don't know what the juries are. Feral people. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as Ty can call him in and has it the proper way, that'll be good.
For sure.
Because the videos they show, you see two people walking, yeah. But those two people, it was kind of like the case we watched last week. It could have been you, it could have been me, it could have been everyone. You couldn't see anything in the video.
Yep.
Marissa is turning into be the new Dave. Tom Thumb. Yeah, I knew it was something weird.
Hey, I'm all for it. Marissa can call all the courts she wants. She's going to be like a pro now.
Fedorowski is always fooling around with that crock pot.
The latest update they put in there is just apologies. Still no update on the courthouse yet. On when to start. So that's all we're waiting on.
Jamie, were you surprised when you saw my new biggest fan?
Yeah, I didn't know how to respond because I couldn't believe this woman was real and she's actually. I was just
Baker
shocked.
and Valhalla Awaits are some of my favorite YouTubers. Please go support their channel. This is Lynette and I support this message.
Sorry?
No, she's just.
I'm so happy that Reddit made one for us. I'm sorry, Jamie.
I'm just. I felt like most of the time I was just in shock that this woman is actually doing this. She's a Looney Tune.
You were watching the Chris Chan videos and thinking, that's weird. And yesterday you were just sitting there. My mom just died. You say your mom died? No.
That's what I felt like when Dave pulled up that stupid Chris Chan video he wanted me to watch. It was like, what is happening? Who is this person? I don't get it.
Oh, I wouldn't take that as a good sign, Lauren, because judge really want to put a murderer away, even though it might not be a murderer. It looks good in elections.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be a little careful around that guy. You wanted to watch the treehouse. Yeah, but it's just a hearing. The case will be covered when it's when it comes back.
If it actually goes to trial, it's going to be televised for sure.
First timer here. If you're waiting for a Florida court to go live, what are the chances that Lynette will be live in federal court soon? Is Florida one of those states where the federal courts isn't allowed to show anything?
I have no idea. I didn't think any of them, but
No, federal courts, but isn't it just Superior Court?
as far as
I just know that and Jamie, that's a whole nother rabbit hole you need to go down. And I'm not. There's so many covering the hills right now, so I don't want to butt in on anyone. But watching those hearings, what we have seen, and we've seen a lot of crazy, but that judge, he is possibly the worst judge in the world.
he has to be.
Schroeder seems reasonable.
He has to be if he's allowing this to go on, if he's allowing it to keep continuing.
Good night, Farrell. Get some sleep.
Bye, Farrell. I don't want to, but some of the stuff he shows me, it's like a train wreck, and you can't look away. I don't know who all those other people are, though.
Sniper, pew pew. Can you present Jamie for a little Jack Murphy in
I don't want any.
Discord?
I don't know who those people are.
Every time you hear Christian, you all of a sudden want an orange Fanta.
No, I heard about that too. Is that real? Or was it just a story? Is that like a real thing for real? Stop it. No.
Thank you, Baldo. Yeah, that's the real thing. No, Lauren, that's what I'm saying. Travis could have been the getaway driver. Tyrone could have been. Roger could have been. Paula could have been. You couldn't see anything in those videos. I actually, when we were watching it, I think I talk about it. I think Travis was the other person. I think at some point it got into my head that they might only be two in the car, because you couldn't see anything in those videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how bad that judge is. Yeah, I should just rewatch a rewatch of Jamie dying. Sniper will help you with a little. You don't have anything to do at night, so you need to be entertained.
I could find plenty to do.
Well, it's not that fun. Yeah. It's so stupid.
That's exactly it. He wants to try his case in the media, and this is a lot of that stuff is not going to be able, like, no one's going to see it. The jury's not going to see it. Potential jurors are not going to see it. So he just really has to get the right points out there, the right witnesses, the right questions. Because I don't want to see him go away for the rest of his life for something he didn't do. But that's how the state is sometimes.
Yeah. Melanie, Expert was on for 6 hours last night. I was on with him for about an hour and a half. And then is her name Stace came on. She's been helping them a lot down there, and she had a very bad experience about people being really nasty to her online. And that's the good thing about the Expert, even though he comes off as the biggest goofball on the internet. When people really need a hug, he is a very, very good person to talk to. Lynn Dalton, we are waiting for the David Murdock trial, a DP case out of Florida. He called the police and said he pew-pewed his former girlfriend in the face and her girlfriend.
Right. Yeah.
Friend, yeah. Because he had to unalive the devil. But apparently something is holding them up in Florida. Can you tell Marissa what the Fanta connection is?
You can go ahead and talk about it. I don't know.
Sniper,
Sorry, I just kind of have like what I think it is, but I don't want to say it.
I'm not sure this is the
I'm not sure
right
I can even talk about
group
it.
for talking about male Fanta. Yeah, Sniper, she's saying you're not good enough.
Who?
You, because you said you had better thing to watch at night than Sniper presenting a little Jack Murphy for you.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go for it. Go for it.
Wonder how he was told. Maybe it was Black Cat or Black Billy Goat. They're all yeah. That's why we have that. We take care of the cats, Jamie. So the devil can't possess ladies.
Mm-hmm. What is that? God, I'm so nosy. Now I want to do it. I'm not doing it. I won't do it.
I'm not telling you to do it.
No.
I'm just saying that there is a story about Christian and some Fantas.
That's what I heard.
There's nothing wrong in that. It could be good. Maybe it's an interesting little thing. I'm just looking for something from yesterday, just to see if I...
What?
Nothing? If I can find the part where you're drinking your Coke and dies.
Oh, hey,
For those of you who weren't here yesterday and think, what are you all talking about Jamie? Why should we watch Jamie watch another video? It's because Jamie is the bestest person ever with a laugh.
Absolutely.
My bad.
There's so much.
Let's
hate
so
Jamie.
good.
I'm not gonna ask for his cell phone. Why is this showing me?
Excuse me, ma'am. You have two
What
phones.
does this mean?
We're having to take a deposition here, ma'am. Now she just hung up. Disappeared.
You want me to remain on the record?
Absolutely. Hold on.
Okay.
If hanging up doesn't get you out of...
That's why we watch videos with Jamie. You were just sitting there with the most, what's going on, look on your face, and then when she hung up the phone,
She's so stupid.
yeah, she is really, really stupid. But she's entertaining stupid.
Yeah, like it's just, I don't know. It's just she's so stupid. I don't even know what to say, but laugh at her. It's so, I love it when she couldn't hear, though. That's my favorite. I love when people can't hear, but then they're answering your questions.
I got a notification saying the David trial is.
Yeah, it went live.
Live event will resume in a moment.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to it. Du-du-du-du-du. My mother died. Did you say your mother died? No, she didn't die.
The first introduction to this woman I get. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Jamie is so sweet. When she gives you a hug, you walk away with a cavity.
If you say so.
Are there two Christians? No, there's Christians and Sonic Chew.
Well,
Christine.
wait, isn't there's Christian and then he's a girl now, right?
Yeah, Christine.
Christine Chan.
I read this completely wrong as I had a quick shave. I thought, well, that's something. Any news on the trial? Well, now we have a live feed. And apparently it'll be live in a moment. Yeah, Christine, yeah.
Yeah. So if that's what you see too. Hating on what?
I don't know. Why do you call us degenerates? We're just it's a manga community. That's Christian is just a very special interdimensional person. And I still want to buy one of his medallions for you. This is a DP case, yes. Well, Kim. Oh my. It's no, this is because it's one unaliving, one attempted unaliving, an armed burglary, and shooting a gun inside a house. There's probably more than one.
I'm sure there's probably plenty.
It's one of those words we can't say, but it's where the state unalives you. You get a penalty where you're unalived that begins with a D. It's so lame that I can't say the words. No, he has a lawyer. The unaliving penalty. Hey, old line.
There you go.
Yeah, and his lawyers have tried to claim that it's unconstitutional with their new 8-4 rule in Florida. So there's been a lot of motions back and forth. It's a capital.
I mean, for that, in my own opinion, it should be unanimous.
Yeah, for DP, yeah.
Yep.
You found the Fanta.
We're back on the record. Mr. Murdock is present with both of his lawyers and his investigator, both attorneys for the state are present. Counsel, Ms. Burnett, Juror Burnett, the one with the hearing issue, advised that her hearing aids operate through her cell phone in terms of modulating frequency and things like that. So I have told, and she was concerned because I said no one could have their cell phones on. I'm going to permit her, obviously, to keep her cell phone on. It will be on silent. Any issue with that?
Nothing from the stage.
No. And whenever he's ready, we're ready.
Well, she's got the fancy hearing aids.
Please step out of the frame. What the F is this angle?
It's like they put the camera on the ceiling.
And who's on Discord in court? Marissa, why?
Yeah, what?
Isn't there a knockoff Dr. Pepper?
Mr. Pibb,
Mr. Pip.
I think it is.
Yeah, I find it a sus way of doing it. Well, that's civil court, and maybe this judge isn't the biggest a-hole on the planet, Mr. Pip.
My boss did too. They help like take out background, like when it's on an app on your phone.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah, that's a reason Florida Man is a meme. Dr. Thunder.
Oh yeah, Dr. Thunder. Is that like Kroger brand?
No, Christian is an interdimensional being.
I guess so. I don't know.
Never ever Google anything you hear on stream.
Oh my God, everybody's Googling it. Jesus.
Yeah, I can take off the booster. Maybe that'll help a bit with the noise. Yeah, that's not the only thing he's done. What else has Christian done, Jamie?
All I know is he was reading some prison journal. Well, the first time I saw him. So.
Yeah.
He may have gotten in trouble at some point in his life, apparently.
No, I don't think we can say it at all in stream. What he's alleged to have done. Yeah, it's probably the sunshine laws more than the people in Florida. He pew-pewed his former girlfriend in the face and her friend as well. Then called the police and said, I had to do it because I had to kill the devil. But it's about to start.
All rise, please.
Yeah, he was really, really fond of his mom.
Gross. God, Baldo.
Oh. Well, we shouldn't have off time before the trial starts. It becomes weird. Especially with Baldo here. He's a connoisseur of crazy on the internet.
That's what I hear.
Please be seated.
But Sniper Pew Pew will make you a 20-point presentation of Jack Murphy later.
Okay.
State, call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls retired Hill County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Charles Baldwin. Lieutenant Charles Baldwin.
Oh, court cover had
Oh, they
arrived.
tried that. Great.
Step up here, raise your right hand and be sworn by the clerk.
do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Please.
Good morning.
You're known.
Thank you.
Yeah, where's the opening statements? I don't know.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Lieutenant Baldwin. May you please introduce yourself to the jury?
My name is Lieutenant Charles Baldwin, actually retired now, but Charles Baldwin.
And were you employed with the Polk County Sheriff's Office for a number of years?
Yes.
Tell the jury about how many years you were employed in law enforcement, where you worked, and the different divisions that you worked in while you were there.
Okay. Close to 30 years, 29 years, and I think around 10 months is when I retired. I retired last June. I've always been with the Polk County Sheriff's Office. I started off with patrol, worked various assignments through patrol operations, narcotics enforcement, undercover narcotics, long-term investigations, patrol supervisor, detective, up to when I made lieutenant, and then as a detective lieutenant as well.
Tell the jury a little bit about when you were a lieutenant. What were your responsibilities?
I was working in the Northeast District area of Polk County, which encompasses the Haines City, Davenport area, up in that area, the Four Corners area. And I had a patrol
I'm going to push the
platoon,
audio again.
worked night shift with a patrol platoon of about 11 or 12 troops. I was directly in charge of them during nighttime operations.
In addition to that, would you sometimes respond to scenes yourself as well?
Constantly.
And what was the purpose of that?
Overall supervision of scenes, maintenance of scenes, direction, to give my guys advice, to make sure we have the right resources there, and sometimes call detectives out, other resources, other things that need to be looked into.
All right, Lieutenant, I want to direct your attention specifically to January 5th, the early morning hours. That would be 2019. Did you have an opportunity to respond to a certain location in Polk County?
I did.
And how did that call come out, and what information did you generally know as you proceeded to go there?
Around on January 5th, I'm referring to my report as well too, but around 1:12 in the morning, we got a call from we received it from the dispatcher. That call was coming in on 911 from a male suspect claiming he just shot two people because he had to get rid of the doe.
During your many years in law enforcement, have you had the opportunity to respond to homicide scenes?
Yes.
Now, tell the jury a little bit about what does dispatch mean?
Dispatch is our PCSO telecommunications center, where when the 911 calls come in, then they get the information and they dispatch it out to the deputies on the street and respond.
And does each deputy have a radio either on themselves or in their car?
Yes, sir.
And are they able to hear firsthand then what information they're providing?
Yes.
Do you remember where you were located? Were you on the street or at the station when you got the call?
I have no idea.
How would you have been dressed that evening?
I would have had a what's called our Class B uniform, as our standard issue green color sheriff's deputy uniform.
And what kind of vehicle were you rolling in back then?
I had a few, so it could have been a truck, could have been a pickup truck. Ideally, a lot of times we operate unmarked vehicles.
Now, when that 911 call comes in and you mentioned the statement that was made, did you know who made that statement?
The way I assumed it was the shooter.
It appears that he keeps reading from something, so I don't know if he needs his memory refreshed.
No,
I can relay the foundation for refreshing his memory.
Thank you. Lieutenant Baldwin, if it will refresh your memory to refer to your report, feel free to do so. Going back to my question, the information that you received, what was your belief as to who had called 911 to report that they had just shot some people?
My belief was someone had been shot, that the person who shot them was the person that called 911.
Now, armed with that information, what goes through your mind about how to proceed to the scene and what will be at risk and what you need to do?
First thing that came through my head was we may have an active shooter. We're trained for this, but this was the real deal.
And when there's an active shooter, what are your main concerns for you and your fellow deputies?
Safety, of course. Well, timely response. A lot of things.
When you responded to the scene, were other deputies also en route at around the same time?
Yes.
And this location, is it in Polk County?
Yes, sir.
And did you then arrive at 373 Melbourne Drive?
I did approximately. Yes, I did.
When you got there, describe to the jury, what type of neighborhood is that?
If we can approach people.
Approach.
What the F?
Oh, they must not.
I can try and do it like this to see if I'm getting seasick with these angles. It's a really weird way to look at because it's tilted the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe this is better. This is David because the other one isn't televised.
Yeah, the other one isn't being televised.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Dollywood. It's gonna be great.
I hope it is.
Yeah, I'm so sad you can't drop by.
I know. It's okay though.
You could have brought the Swasia.
Yeah.
Tom H, yeah, it's better than nothing, but at least line the cameras up because visually this is really bad for the brain. Yeah, it's probably the devil.
Well, looks like it's on the ceiling.
Hey, Meat. Yeah, but it's just weird because
Yeah.
one is going this way and the other one is going that way.
You see this too? I may refer to it.
And why put this guy all the way up here? and all you have all of this space too. Yeah, they're just taking care of government funds.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Lieutenant Baldwin, is it common practice, even a requirement, that in your normal course of your job that you prepare a report to help memorialize what your involvement was?
Correct. Yes.
And in this particular case, did you do so?
Yes.
All right. Now, Lieutenant Baldwin, back to the question regarding, did you arrive at 373 Melbourne Drive in Haines City at a location that's known as the Sweetwater community?
Correct.
Did you have an opportunity to go through
they had to
the
watch his
front
report
gate
because
in order
he's
to
using his
obtain
report to
entrance the
remember what
community?
happens.
For the
I
entrance.
don't remember if there was a gate or not.
All right. Now, after you went through the entrance, were you able to find the location of the house where the 911 call was made?
Yes.
When you pulled up to the scene, describe to the jury what you recall about what you saw.
We got to the scene. I want to say other deputies were responding simultaneously.
I'm gonna make the same objection.
Lieutenant, if you need to refer to your report in response to a question, when a question's asked, if you would let the attorney know that you need to refresh your memory from your report or from whatever you're referring to.
Right. Can I refresh my memory for a
Yes,
moment?
take a moment.
Okay.
All right, now Lieutenant, when you arrived on scene, besides yourself, who were some of the other units that were responding from what agencies?
Haines City Police Department.
So do I understand correctly, Haines City officers as well as Polk County Sheriff's Office
As well as
personnel?
my Polk County deputies, yes.
And when you pulled up to the house, what do you remember about what you saw?
Saw a white male laying in the grass. I saw the scene. I pulled up. There was a female. He was bleeding.
Less 06, they're not televising that, so we tried to look at this case to see if there's something here. There's a guy who unalived a woman because she's the devil. Hello, Zach.
Hi, Zach.
I don't know what her injuries, the extent of her injuries. She'd been shot or what it was. I asked her who did it to her. And she pointed at the gentleman who was laying in the grass. And I saw there was a gun there too.
Now,
in the driveway, I believe.
when you see the gun in the driveway and the suspect laying in the grass and this injured lady, what are you thinking?
This is probably the guy who shot her, who did this.
What do you do
This
next?
is my suspect.
What do you do next, Lieutenant?
At that point in time, the gun was on the driveway from what I saw, about 10, 15 feet away from the suspect who was in the grass. This was an active scene. We did not know how many victims we had or what was even going on or who did what. I immediately coordinated with other units that were on scene, my guys, and we had to get in that house and see if there was any other victims.
The lady that you saw initially that had the wounds, do you recall where approximately she was located at the house?
When I made contact with her, from my recollection, was on the either steps area of like their little front porch that was there, or there was a chair there as well. Because I remember she was bleeding and there was blood pooling at her feet.
What responsibility did you decide to undertake?
I directed one of my guys grab a medical bag, treat her, get her out of the off this scene, and grab some of my deputies, and we had to go inside.
Describe how you accomplished that.
Went inside. When I call, can I refer to my just to reflect just for a second?
Yes, exactly.
It wouldn't be the first one we'd seen in Florida. Jamie, I'm not sure I can stand.
Okay, when we got there, after we had taken care of that victim, the female victim, to get her to safety, going into the porch area, the slider glass door was smashed, was broken. I could visibly see a blood trail from that point where the sliders were, pretty much into going down the hallway of this residence. And I grabbed one of my guys and it's time to go to work.
Did you follow that blood trail where it led you?
Yes.
And where did it lead you throughout the house?
It led me to a bedroom, and then I entered the bedroom.
As you're going through the house, do you have any idea how many additional injured people are inside?
No, but we were visibly looking.
When you made it to that back bedroom, what did you do next?
Turned the corner, I recall turning the corner going in there, open closet, turned it, immediately saw a victim, the female, in the closet, kind of like sitting down, sitting up a little bit, but sitting back, and she appeared to be deceased.
So this would be the second victim that you saw that evening?
Correct.
What did you do? He was still alive or had a pulse?
I checked for a carotid pulse on her, was not getting any, he pronounced her deceased.
What?
After that happened, what do you do next inside the house or outside the house?
Secure the scene, give instructions for things to remain as they are. Crime scene tape. And I started making contact with other detectives and everything. I did make contact. I did instruct for the suspect in this case to be placed in the back of a marked patrol vehicle.
Would the suspect later then be transported to the sheriff's office?
Yes.
Now, what's the purpose of trying to maintain the scene with crime scene tape and whatnot?
For the proper investigation of the scene. Don't want to move anything. Don't want to taint anything.
So is the integrity of the scene maintained through these different procedures?
Scene integrity. Yes.
Now, amongst the many units at the sheriff's office, is there a homicide unit?
Yes.
What does that mean?
They are directly responsible for investigating homicides, violent crimes, bodily injury, just your upper level investigations.
So would it be common when there's a homicide investigation, or in this case, you know, obviously that there's at least one deceased individual, for homicide detectives to respond to the scene?
Absolutely.
And as well as crime scene investigators?
Yes.
And did they continue with the investigation?
Yes.
Is it your job at that point to start interviewing all the witnesses, or is that left for the homicide detectives?
That's ideally left to the homicide detectives.
Now, the victim that was still alive, was she eventually transported to the hospital to be treated?
I believe so.
Now, in the grass area near the suspect, was a cellular phone located?
Can I refer to my report real quick on that one?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Yes. I do have a recollection. I saw it in that grass. There was a cellular phone sitting in the grass.
And you mentioned towards the beginning of your testimony that there was, I believe you said, a black handgun that was located, you mentioned, on the driveway. What did you notice about that black handgun as it pertains to the slide?
He's continuing to read.
Again,
I'd ask that it be turned over.
I'm sorry?
I would ask that it be turned over.
I'm just going to remind the witness that if you don't
Okay.
know and need to refresh your memory, to just make that clear up for the record and ask permission.
I don't recall the slide as far as that, as how the gun was.
If you need to refresh your memory by documenting the report, I understand that perhaps you don't recall
It's possible.
today. Referring to the second paragraph of your report, were you able to document back in January of 2019 the condition of the handgun?
Okay.
Yeah, please reread your report.
And after you had a moment for the record to review your report, did you document the position of the slide on the defendant's handgun?
Look who's here, Jamie. Rasta's mom just woke up.
Hi. The time change getting you through?
Yes, it clearly does say the slide was locked open when I found it lying on the concrete driveway 10, 15 feet away from the suspect.
Now, Lieutenant Baldwin, if you could describe to the jurors that perhaps don't know how a Glock 9mm semi-automatic handgun works, how you cock it, how you fire it, and then what is the significance of the slide being open? What does that mean?
It can mean that you ran out of ammunition. The slide locks back. It can mean you've had some kind of failure to fire or failure to feed or some kind of something to that matter. I don't know, what may have caused it.
Maybe they're just.
So if somebody fired all the rounds that were in their clip, including the round in their chamber, do I understand you correctly that the slide could be in that position when the gun's unloaded from shooting it?
That is correct.
Now, Lieutenant Baldwin, did you have an opportunity, and I'll show you the photos again, but did you have an opportunity to see a series of photographs at the state attorney's office that depicted the crime scene in this case?
Yes.
And for the record, I'm going to show Lieutenant Baldwin's what's previously been marked as states exhibits 1 through 7, 12, 13, 19.
I'm happy. That means I
31,
can get to bed
34,
early now.
36, 38, 40,
Because
42,
if they stop at 4, that'll
45 through
already be
48.
at 9 o'clock my time.
52, 55, 57, 59, 63, 66, 69,
Have a good night, Bordeaux.
70,
Thank you for stopping by.
72, 79,
Thank you for,
and 106. And Lieutenant Baldwin, after you had an opportunity to look at those photographs again, the same photos you previously saw, you can let me know if you recognize those photographs.
Yes.
Mr. Levine, do those include the exhibits that are also lettered, such as 1A and then 5A, 5B, or is it?
I'll take a look again, Your Honor.
Jamie, did we choose the wrong trial? Maybe it's the lack of opening statements, but I'm just not feeling it. Or maybe it's the camera angles. Jamie isn't even listening to me anymore. That's the way it is.
Well, this cop sucks. That's all I know.
For the record, it also includes
Pewed his
5A,
ex-girlfriend in the face because
5B,
she was the devil.
5C, and 5D.
Does it also include 1A?
It does not, Your Honor. All right, Lieutenant Baldwin, if you could take your time and once again look through those photographs.
I did move them to be. Didn't I?
No.
Oh, it's because I changed the angle. Oh, he's slower than molasses. Yeah, they're set for being up here, so they should be upside on the left side. Because Peter A will yell at me if I don't do it. No, look, the second I comes in, Peter A is yelling. You can clearly see that they are up here. And my logo is missing because I'm covering. We tried to put it in another direction to see if the court was better because they made this 2 weird angles. But it doesn't really help because I'm getting seasick looking at it. Oh, sorry.
You do want me to look at all these, right?
Yes.
You do, woman, look at all these, yes. Yeah, there's a lot of pew-pewing going around for ladies. Yeah. Either I'm getting sick or I'm getting motion sick. it feels really weird to watch this angle.
All right, Lieutenant Baldwin, do those photographs in the state exhibit numbers that I mentioned, do those fairly and accurately depict some of the subject matter that you saw that evening?
They do.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move the exhibit numbers that I mentioned into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
They will be received.
And Your Honor, with the court's permission, if Lieutenant Baldwin could step down from the witness stand to point out some things in the photographs.
You may.
Thank you. Lieutenant Baldwin, as the jury has the opportunity to see some of these photographs, I'll have some questions regarding some of these photographs. We'll start with State Exhibit 1. What's in this picture?
This is the scene. This is where I went to. This is where the call was.
Now, it appears to be kind of daylight hours, so our photographs taken not only at the time crime scene arrives, but also throughout the next morning as the light comes out?
Yes.
Now, in that particular picture of Miss Andrews' house, there appears to be a red bag in the driveway. Describe to the jury where that comes from.
Those red bags, from my recollection, those more than likely would have been our red bags. Those are medical bags that the deputies carry, which would have been used to help treat anybody that's wounded.
State Exhibit number 2. In State Exhibit number 2, could you point on that picture roughly the location by the steps where that first victim who was still alive, where you saw her?
She was right in this area. She would have been.
Hey, Ricky. Well, if you've been working for 14 hours, go hit the hay. And thank you if you keep me on. It's appreciated. But thank you so much for stopping by, and get some sleep, young man.
You're like right here on these steps, or there's a chair right here as well. I want to say we came in quick because we didn't know if there's anybody else still in here. So I wanted her out of this fire, and we kind of moved her to this area, but it was right in here, right where I made contact.
So you saw one suspect. Are you concerned before you enter the house that there might be another person in there?
Absolutely.
And was it determined that there was just one suspect, the individual that was on the grass?
That's at the end of it, yes.
Lieutenant Baldwin, in State Exhibit 3, could you point to the Glock 9mm firearm?
Right here in the driveway.
And the thing next to it, is that just basically some type of marker to?
Yeah, that could be a marker that someone put down to mark the item.
Is it important that people don't step on things or kick things?
That's correct. Yes.
State Exhibit number 4, what do we see there?
There's a Glock handgun with a slide lock in the rear.
Now, once that gun is impounded by crime scene, is it able to be sent off to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement if any further testing is desired?
Yes.
State Exhibit number 5. What is that showing an entry into?
This is the entry, what we previously saw going into the porch, the small porch that leads into the actual house.
Next, we're going to go to 5A, and you had mentioned a chair just inside of the doorway. Could you point to the jury where that chair is located?
Chair is right here. This little chair on the porch.
Did you actually walk up those steps after Miss Andrews, who was still alive, was tended to by another deputy?
Yes.
Next, we have 5B. As you enter that, what do you call that room? Porch or Florida room?
Florida room.
As you're on the Florida room, did you see any other victims at that point, or was it just the lone lady, Miss Andrews?
It is Miss Andrews.
How did you enter this house?
As you can see, this is how we found it when we got there. This slider was smashed out. And there's
Yeah.
a big pool of blood. You can't see.
Did you notice smell of sulfur at the crime scene?
Blood trail leading right into the house on the tile floor, or 111 floor, whatever it is.
So when you saw that blood trail leading to the interior of the house, what does that tell you?
I didn't know what we had. We got maybe somebody else in there. We gotta go check.
Next, we have 5C. What does this vantage point show?
This is, again, as you're leading into the floor porch from the driveway, coming in, this is the chair that Miss Andrews, I believe, would have been sitting in real quick. I think what it was so quick, I had her moved out of here real quick because I don't know what's back here. And this is the pool of blood that I saw, and there's blood going in.
And if you could point to the jury probably sees it, but where?
I can't look at that. That's it's really, really messing with something inside my head. I feel like I'm nauseous. Huh.
Here's all the broken pieces of glass from that slider there.
Both inside and outside.
And if somebody fired a bullet, can a bullet rip through a glass sliding door like that?
Yes.
I'm going to do you one better.
5D is at a close-up of the shattered glass on that sliding door.
Appears to be to me.
Number 6. By the entrance to that shattered glass door, is there a cell phone?
I see a cell phone, yes.
And any evidence that is located in these pictures, is it incumbent upon the crime scene investigators to document it and then actually pick it up and take it into evidence?
Correct.
It just messes with my head in some
Next
weird
number
way.
7.
I'm getting nauseous looking at it.
What did you notice about what was actually on the chair?
I'm sorry, I can't watch this for 3 days. I know my boss is gonna get mad at me, but I feel like I have to go throw up. It's oh, that's the first time I've ever tried that by just watching still photos. Well, we had something outstanding from something we didn't do on Friday. We didn't finish on Friday, so we can finish that one, and then I'm gonna ship you all over to Nick. Nick is gonna cover the second Hales hearing. Oh my freak! I feel like I have to go through it. Jamie left me alone. She always does that. She's so mean. I'm sorry, guys, but I just can't. I can't watch this. But let's watch Kayla Montgomery's lies to the. Reasons why she should get parole, and then I'm going to ship you over to Nick, who's covering the second Hall's hearing. Oh, yeah, it's the side by side with 2 different angles. You can't watch it and not feel something is wrong. We're bailing. So let's just hear Kayla's reasons why she should get parole, and then I'm going to give you all over to Nick, who's going to have the second Hall's hearing, and then I'll be back tomorrow with the Karen Reed because I can't do this. It's just so crazy. I'm sorry, guys. That's only us who have done this so far, I think. No, she's probably on the good stuff today. Yeah, but this isn't because of the camera angles. This is because of the subject they're feeling. They are filming. I'll feel better in a second. It was just the more I looked, I never had that before. Well, I'll have to have something to drink, and I don't know if he has anyone on. He's gonna make a great show. You don't want me to be a fool over there. So yeah. Let's see this. And I'm gonna get something sweet to drink. So
Rights to my kids.
Do you have the ability to get those rights back?
I can, yeah. I put an appeal in.
Okay. So that's sort of but are you allowed to communicate with your children?
I haven't been. I'm not, well, DCYF still has custody of them, but they've been living with my mother.
No, I understand that, but are you allowed to communicate with them?
I have not talked to them. I know my mother has been taking care of them.
I understand, but you have not.
No, I haven't been able
allowed to, or because
I don't know if it's because I'm not allowed to, or my mom's just not choosing to allow me to talk to them because I lost my rights and DCYF has custody of them. So I don't know if it's because of that.
So tell me, you make a statement in your personal statement here about you tried to right this wrong.
Yes.
How have you tried to do that?
By telling the truth about what happened to Harmony and being honest and being in compliance with the detectives and the state.
I have just a couple of questions. This is your first felony conviction, is that correct?
Yes.
You had some misdemeanors.
Yes.
And in one of the prior misdemeanors, you were required to do a 28-day program, is that correct?
Yes.
And did you accomplish that?
No, I did not until after I was incarcerated and got put into a 28-day program.
That helps.
And was that in county?
Yes.
All right. And how do you compare that program with Focus?
For myself, I don't think I was really ready to actually pay attention when I was in that 28-day program and really work on myself. And
Well, the problem with addiction is it's a disease of denial.
yeah.
But people can get.
I thought the disease of denial was like dengue fever and stuff like that. Yeah, if anyone wants to watch the security camera trial, Brandy over on what's her name? Brandy Churchwell, the 13th juror, I think she calls it. Maybe Iris can get a link if anyone wants to follow that trial. Let's help everyone out and go over and watch it with her. If she lost her rights to her kids, that's hard to overturn because they typically try multiple reunifications before going that road. Being part of Harmony's murder cover-up may be enough. Yeah, but the problem is her mom has the kids. And I'm just afraid that even that someone said, well, she won't try to let her see them because it could be bad for them. I seeing the mom understand, I don't think she thinks that way. I believe it is 9 a.m. Karen Reed should be a full day tomorrow. So 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 o'clock Danish time. Yeah. Yeah, it's the mustache. There she is. Brandy Churchwell. You should really go over and if you want to watch that trial, go over and and watch her. She makes great content. There's the direct link. I'm sorry, Jamie, that I bailed, but the Dr. Pepper is really helping me out now. But that angle, it just messed with my brain. There was something wrong.
No biggie.
You're working. I can tell.
Clean and sober, when they accept the fact,
Yeah,
you know,
And
they're
that-
hooked.
yeah.
And then, once that acceptance begins,
What?
slowly that denial goes away.
Yeah.
And that's the whole idea of whether it be the 28-day program, and I'm sure.
Read the banner.
Yeah, when I got kicked out of Focus the first time and for cheeking my medication, I was just, when I got put into the program, I was like, oh, I just have to get this done and I can leave. But after getting kicked out and being put back in the program, I've actually been working on myself.
For those of you who are new to me and don't know about me, I'm what's called a layman in Denmark. And a layman looks at, we're jurors in criminal cases. We don't have jurors in civil cases. And whenever I talk to my buddies who are corrections officers, I always say, why do you ruin all the people I saved? And they say, what do you mean? I say, I never met a drug addict who weren't just about to quit the drugs. If we would just give them a chance, they would kick the habit. No problem. And then I see them half a year later back in court and they're still drug addicts. So it must be prison ruining them. This poor lady who was stuffing her hamster cheeks with drugs so she could get high. And now she's crying that she was out of the program because she couldn't follow the rules. Yeah, she's not going to be right back on crack when she comes out on the streets again. Sniper, pew pew. We moved on because that was so crazy. We do a lot of laying, yes. Laying around, laying on top of people, laying bricks. Oh yeah, and Lefty is back, Jamie. You have to come follow him.
I do. I'm excited.
Hey, India Mess.
Make sure everyone does, because he's a good time.
Yeah. Well, he's not a good time. He's Lefty, but he's not as bad as he seems.
No.
Yeah, she said she was cheeking her pills. So, and she has hamster cheeks, just like me.
What was that again?
My sister used to do that to me when she was drunk. She would just pull my cheeks and shake it. She was not a nice person.
And when you say cheeking, what do you mean by that? Rather than swallowing the medication?
Because I just kept it under my tongue and showed them my mouth, and they caught me cheeking my medication instead of taking it properly.
And why didn't you take it properly?
I wasn't in the right headspace, and I just didn't really care at that time.
You lost your 4 effing kids. Not even that can make you stop being an idiot.
Yep.
I know so many people who has gone through IV, whatever it's called, to try and get a kid. I've seen so many unhappy people because they couldn't get a kid. And this whore shits them out like she was getting paid for it. And she doesn't care. She doesn't care about any of her kids. I just want my drugs. She has 4 kids. She has a 16-year-old, I think her son is, who had been taken away or stays with his dad. She has no rights to him. Then she have 2 boys with Adam Montgomery, who were in the car when he unalived Harmony. And during the time they stuffed the poor little Harmony on the ceiling, they made a little girl. You're a recovering addict. You have to actively stay sober or you'll become addicted to an action, food, or person. Doesn't matter the drug. Yeah, and that's I have the same personality. I really have to make sure, because I was really good at drinking back when I was younger, and I didn't get hungover, and I didn't need it to do it every day. But all of a sudden, you did it every day because I was really good at it. And I have the same problem with other stuff. I should have that problem with doing exercise and not eating too much, but sadly, that's not where my addiction is.
My goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, the way she talked about how she fed them, that she just chucked food at them, and yeah, it's always the headspace and my save, and now I'm working on. No, you're not. The only thing this lady is thinking about is, I cheated them. I got out. And she'll be right on the corner, licking that pipe and getting back to prison. And 4 lives will be ruined in some way because she don't care. The only person who hopefully gets alive is her son, because he's with a dad, hopeful that the dad is better. But the last 3, they have Adam Montgomery and her as parents.
I ended up having to spit it out.
You just spit it out and got rid of it. You didn't share it with anyone. You didn't give it to anybody.
No,
else.
the officer took it. Yeah.
So had you done it prior though and never got caught, or is this
No.
the only time you did it and got caught?
That was the first time, and I did it one other time, and that was like close together. And then I haven't done it since.
I don't believe you.
All right. So I just have a couple. You've been on probation before in the past.
Yes.
How'd that go?
Not good.
Not very well, right?
No.
Yeah. So do you understand that probation and parole are pretty similar?
Yes.
Do you understand that the standard conditions are pretty similar?
Yes.
Do you know what the standard conditions are? The gist of them. I'm not going to ask you to read them verbatim, but do you know one big one I'm looking for? You can't lie.
Oh, yeah.
You can't lie, right?
Right.
It's the same on probation, it's the same on parole, right?
Yeah.
And it is a technical violation, but with you, right, you can bet they're gonna be looking, right? They're gonna pay
Yeah.
attention to that technical violation because that's the charge you're here for, right?
Yeah.
So I guess my question is, how are you gonna be able to deal with that? How are you gonna be able to deal, because you've got some pressure on you. You're young and you've got a lot of pressure, right? Some of it you brought on by your choices, right?
Yeah.
Can't minimize that.
No.
But how
No, all of it you brought on by your shit with choices.
are you going to deal with the pressure in the community and be able to keep yourself together and not lie? Because it's hard. But once you tell one, you're beat.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to keep up.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And the microscope's going to be on you.
Yeah.
How are you going to deal with
I
that?
know that.
How are you going to deal with that?
All they can do is take it one day at a time.
Do you understand that you're a probation officer?
Oh my God. I hate that.
Why?
Well, I just hate it from her because she's a piece of garbage. I just take it one day at a time.
Yeah, and that one day she's counting down is not like, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. I normally know his name. Inya Merce. Inya Merce is probably counting one day in the, I'm one day further away from the last time I did something bad. This lady is counting the opposite way. She's counting, I'm one day closer to ruining my life again.
100.
Until she's dead, nothing will change her. Nothing. Yeah, she's been taught how to talk to this parole board. Her life is a lie. It's, yeah. the only lie she's telling is I want to change my life, because she doesn't. She want to be back on the crack. She want to be back in an abusive relationship with some guy who can give her the drugs. Yeah, and it's difficult to stay, but the first part about getting clean is admitting you had a problem. When I had to find out I might be drinking too much, it was after I jumped out of a car because I was angry. I was picked up at a party where I was passed out drunk, and my mom wanted to drive me home and get me in bed. And I jumped out of the car because I was ready to party. And we had a come to Jesus meeting. It took me a year after that to stay sober. I didn't get, and I wasn't a day drinker. I only whenever we were at parties. But it took me a year to be able to kick all of my bad habits, all of my bad friends, and say, I have to do this on my own. I moved to Copenhagen instead of the town I lived in. Stayed there for over a year because something I had to move back, and I could just see all my old friends, all my old patterns. So I called the military and said, can I get deployed? And that's what saved me from going back into the old wheel of destruction. Was I went to a war zone. So it's crazy to think, but that was my choice. Her choice, when she got the sweetheart deal of a lifetime, was to break the rules. Yeah, the kids is only to benefit for more drugs.
Well, here's the thing. She sat there while her husband unalived his own child, or, allegedly unalived it. But after that happened, they both carried her around for months. She should be in a prison cell the rest of her life.
Yeah. She should at least be charged as an accomplice to the unaliving, but no. She sang in court, so she got 3 years in prison, which was reduced to 2 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Officer or your parole officer are your lifeline.
Yes.
They really are your lifeline. They're there to help you. They're there to guide you. They're not there to try to get you back in here as fast as you can get here. You need to use them as a resource.
Yeah.
And that's hard. It's hard to trust, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's hard to trust law enforcement for you right now.
Yeah.
Right? I know. I can see it written all over your face.
Oh my God. Quit giving her sympathy. I hate her so much.
So what do you think the big differences are, the supervision for you with probation and parole? Supervision levels.
I feel that parole is higher than probation.
Higher how though? What do you think that your parole officer is gonna have you do differently that your probation officer didn't have you do?
I honestly don't know.
Probably have to report more, probably have more drug screens, probably more home visits.
Yeah.
Right, probably check on programming more, right? A little stricter, right? So,
she doesn't care.
You talked about your children a little bit.
Yeah.
You went through Family Connections.
Yeah.
Never at any point during Family Connections, with all the resources they have, did you want to read a book and record it and send?
Well, her mom took the stand and said that she's the only person who saw Harmony in the time frame. I don't believe she was ever alive after they left the house.
Yeah.
I still don't believe that. She was never in the car, other than in the back room, in the trunk. I felt like the mom was lying because she couldn't tell you where she was on the couch or anything, but she was the only person who ever saw Harmony after they left the drug den they lived in. So she's not a good person either. And she has the kids now. And she raised this gem of a woman.
Yeah. Well, it makes me think too, she saw her daughter and her husband. Obviously, she knew they were addicts. and they were living out of a car with their children.
Yeah.
And she didn't even try to go and like get some kind of custody over them or something like that on her very own. That kind of bothers me.
Yeah. No, this is a parole hearing. They're really going to check her. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she's just, yeah, therapy and letting her make more lies. Hmm. Iris, you and Zach can't be in the same chat. The level of dad jokes is just too high. Yeah, I'm sorry, Betsy, but the camera angles were making me nauseous in the other one. So I thought we could watch this, and then I'm going to ship you all to Nick. I think he's doing the Hales hearing too. Yeah. And she has been lying her entire life. She will keep lying until the day she's in prison for life. Yeah. And so as long as this lady is free, I shouldn't say anything about intake of oxygen, because that could be construed as a threat. But as long as she's free to walk around and do what she wants, Harmony have never gotten justice.
No.
Yeah, but the big problem is that mom, she didn't care. She didn't care either. I told my daughter called me one day and said, I don't really like how it's going at work. And I said, well, that's life. Work isn't fun. Work's work. Yeah, but they're treating me bad and I don't know. And I said, well, you're young. You don't know that much anywhere. And so quit. He said, yeah, but how about this and that? I said, well, I always have a spare bed. And you can always get a hot meal and a spare bed, so you can always get back on your feet. There's always room for you. So don't worry about a stupid job that you have to keep just to. And I would go through the end of the earth for my kids. That mom, she has probably stolen from her so many times she doesn't want her in the house. So yeah.
But you would, I mean, there's so many steps you could have taken for them being addicts and him having, felonies and stuff like that. I highly doubt that they would have sat on their hands. I mean, it's possible, but she didn't try. She didn't even try to get the kids.
Yeah, Crystal, sorry, just we're at a hearing trying to get Harmony declared deceased. She tried that already last year, I believe. So she probably should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the problem, because the state said, we need you to lie, so we'll give you a sweetheart deal. Yes.
That's what I thought too. Like, why not take those kids in, and then her and Dirty Adam could go sleep in the car on their very own and be trashed like they are.
Yeah, but and now you've been through stuff. If you ever have, when I was a kid, I knew a lot of people. I'm not from a rich background. We were four kids, and my dad was a fireman. My mom worked in a hospital. We didn't have any money. We have a big house with lots of rooms because we had lots of kids. We almost constantly have one of our friends staying at our house because they have had a worse place. And no one ever talked about, well, we have to get money for it or anything. It was just, well, this guy haven't really, it's not so good at home and stuff like that. Well, we have another bed and we have another meal, and they can take a shower, they can stay here, they can get help with the homework. That's just the way I was raised. There's always another bed. There's always a meal. It's a decent thing to do. No, Lynette is my future Mrs. Baker. I'm gonna be number 8.
Oh
I
God.
agree. Not even Sal had that amount of power. Well, she claimed her on her taxes after she knew she wasn't there anymore.
Yep.
At home to your family, for your kids to listen to. Did you ever want to do any of those things that they had? Because I know that that's an
I
option.
have.
Okay.
I've done the Cliff thing where you get books and you can send them. I have wanted to do the recording, but I don't want to do it and they can't listen to it, or it's just hard right now with the kids.
It's hard, but do you think that it will make you feel like you're trying by doing nothing, right? Because it sounds like you really want a relationship still with your children, but you just don't know if you can go there.
Yeah, because it's up to my mother.
Yeah. But there's all these options and things that you could have done to try to at least try to have some sort of relationship. You don't need to know if they get there. You just need to know that you did it.
I have been doing stuff.
Okay.
I've been doing the Cliff thing. I've been making blankets. I've been making pictures. I've been doing a lot of things.
Okay.
And I'm still in the FCC program. I've still been doing parent support groups, and I did the parenting class and the healthy relationships, and I see Miss V once a week with the support groups.
And you talked about that, disciplinary was an issue for you when you first got here. You completed all your extra duty hours.
Yes.
Okay. What did you do for extra duty hours here?
Shoveling. I did most of it was shoveling. Ice
Clean.
Shoveling.
She was just shoveling. Was that what that's how her therapy went?
Yeah, that was her extracurricular work, was shoveling.
Mm.
And she's doing a lot of effort so she can get right back on the drugs. She's not working that hard to get a new connection to her kids. Well, she does some programs and send a book, but it's really hard.
It's so hard. Making them blankets and she's just doing these programs. She's shoveling. That woman can burn an HE double hockey sticks for all I care.
I don't know. I haven't been to jail lately, so I don't know how the eyeliner policy is.
I mean, they make all kinds of stuff in jail.
Yeah, they grind up coffee and stuff like that to make makeup.
They make like coffee mascara. Like that's how they do like mascara and stuff.
Scooping, cleaning the day room, the windows, the workout room.
Sniper, pew pew. You're new to this law tube, lay tube, whatever we call this part of the internet. If you had watched these trials, you would have booked a flight to New Hampshire just to yell outside court, not to punch her in the face, because no one should do that.
Just did a lot of cleaning.
Do you have a job here?
Yes.
Okay. So my last question is, what are your goals? What is your 5-year goal from today? If you're granted parole, what is your goal?
Maybe meth.
I don't even, just my recovery is number one. And just keep doing the right thing. That's just what's been in my mind. To be honest.
The right thing.
So when you went to school growing up, right, some people say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a police officer. What did you want to be?
I wanted to be a veterinarian.
No.
Still want to be a veterinarian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good goal.
Look at that shrug of the shoulders.
What did you want to be?
I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Yeah.
Still want to be a veterinarian?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good goal.
Hey, Ralphie, could you be a veterinarian at your donkey sanctuary?
No.
Give yourself something to strive for, right? Working on your recovery is fantastic, but you got to do something for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, your mind's not going to stop, right? And if your mind doesn't stop, what are we going to do?
Relapse.
We're going to go back and self-medicate, and then you're going to get in the cycle again. You've got to take time for yourself. You got to figure it out. It's not easy. You're going to feel selfish, but you have to do it.
That's how I already feel.
Sorry for you. You're garbage.
I have this question. You're on the MAP program now.
Yes.
And in taking that medication, do you have any adverse side effects?
No.
Does it help as far as the feeling of compulsion is concerned? The compulsion to use?
Yes, and I don't have cravings or anything like that, or the urge to want to use.
And also, you've seen behavioral health behind the walls. Also.
Yes.
And you take any medication, I don't need to know names of anything, but you take any medication?
Yes.
The only thing that we're asking that for is, as far as the parole conditions are concerned, if you grant parole, we want to include things like that.
Yeah.
All right. And your minimum parole date is soon coming out. It's in May.
Julie, it's because I just couldn't watch the other trial. I got nauseous just looking at the stupid angles in that courtroom. And I owed this from Friday when I went out drinking instead of listening to this lying liar who lies. So it's just to get our blood boiling.
This year, so not May 3rd of this year.
Yes.
Okay. And you realize that date is the date that you could be released, provided you complete focus and any other required program behind the walls. But if you and sometimes I want to indicate, I guess there was you received some earned time credit by doing certain things. Was it breaking free? Or?
I had Breaking Free, Choose Love program, and Core Skills.
And by doing programs that helps in your rehabilitation, your parole, your minimum parole date can be decreased. In other words, that you can get out at an early date.
Yes.
I'm not certain if it's
a prison
May 3rd or May 5th, but whatever date that is the date that you can be paroled if this board decides to grant you the
Yes.
All right, we have no control over, by the way, minimum parole dates. That's a function of the court and its sentencing.
Yes.
And you behind the walls with the programs that you do. All right, unless there are any more programs, we deliberate through the use of our computers.
Yes.
We'll do that now. Listen. Is there anything else you want to indicate to us?
I know my case manager told me that my minimum is March 4th because my earned time that I went through.
That's right. I think it was reduced to from May, so that you're really past your minimum as we speak today.
Yes.
So it's a matter of completing those programs that we earlier discussed.
Yes.
So, okay.
From a victim services standpoint, the only condition that we're going to request is intensive supervision for a minimum of 90 days upon release due to complexities related to this.
All right,
Did she say it was Children's Services who just wanted 90 days of extensive surveillance?
I didn't hear the days. I heard intense supervision.
Yeah, for 90 days. If she gets to see her kids without 25 people with a cattle prod near her, someone should riot.
Request from victim service for ISP, which is just the term of supervision so that you report more often. All right?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I am working with the staff here on making sure I feel safe when it is time for me to leave. I've been checking in with mental health a lot and the late acts. And we're just working on a plan for when it's time for me to leave, that I feel safe and strong enough to be out.
I would encourage you to keep that close to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't share it with those that you don't want to know. The security staff will do their job.
Yeah.
Right? Your PO will have discretion, whoever that may be. But usually I find when these things happen, clients usually talk too much themselves and then they get scared because they told one person, then it went too far.
I was told that I could say that.
Yeah, no, you can say it to us.
Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, when you decide where you're going.
Yeah, that.
Everybody here.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm working on.
Do you understand what ISP is?
No.
So you'll have a curfew, you'll have increased screens, all those things we talked about, the difference, right?
Yeah.
The difference though is you will come back on just about any violation during that 90 days that happens.
Okay.
Your parole officer has a lot more leeway on your violations. Much stricter.
Yeah.
But the important part of that
You
is
are
that
not
you
a nice
keep your PO
person.
informed.
Yeah.
And you work closely with him or her.
Yeah.
Right? Because
From
they don't
now
want
on,
you
I'm
to come
pleading the
back.
Yeah.
Their success is when you do well in the community. Because our function as a parole board is to release those on parole who will not again commit a crime and will turn out to be good citizens. And that parole supervision is what helps in that goal.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we've communicated, and we're going to grant you the privilege of parole. It'll be on standard conditions. You must complete focus. You must comply with your approved home plan. If it includes sober living, remain there for 90 days and thereafter in the discretion of your PPO and as recommended by your treatment provider. Engage in the American Society of Addiction Medicine Substance Use Disease Level of Care as the Department of Corrections and the late act
within 3 months.
Comply with the MAT or MAUD program, MAT or MAUD program, including prescribed medications. Mental health in the community is needed and be compliant with prescribed medications. Engage in group addiction recovery, which may include AA and NA, as recommended by the LADAC and the PPO. And of course, you have to be C3 and D3 for release, and ISP for 90 days, and then in the discretion of the PPO. Now that's going to be read back to you.
Okay.
And then if you have any questions, you can ask them after the readback.
Okay.
And let the record reflect as follows. Today's decision is your parole has been approved. However, you must complete the focus program and you must have an approved home plan. If your home plan includes a sober living, you must remain there for 90 days and thereafter in discretion of your PPO and as recommended by your treatment provider. You're to engage in ASAM substance use disorder level of care as DOC LADAC recommends. You're to comply with your MAUD program, including prescribed medications. You are to engage in mental health treatment in the community as needed, be compliant with your medications, your prescribed medications. You're to engage in group addiction recovery, which may include AA and NA as recommended by your LADAC and PPO. You'll be on ISP for a period of 90 days and at discretion of your PPO. Standard conditions of parole will apply, and you are to be C3 or lower classification and disciplinary free for release.
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, I do not.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Fucking.
Mm-hmm.
You are not a nice person.
There's a
I
question.
plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I'm.
Thank you, Sniper Pew Pew, for those clips. Yeah, but I'll just hope that she'll sing and tell them how they made her tell lies in the first trial, but she probably won't.
No.
But Jamie, this was not the day it was supposed to be. We tried to do something else than we were supposed to do, and that just messed me up more than it was supposed to do. So I'm going to call it an early day today. I know you'll be mad and tell me I have to go burn myself with cigarettes again.
Better.
But I'm going to ship you all over to Nick. He's covering the Hales hearing day 2. I'll fool around in Discord and talk to people if they are in the Discord. If you don't have the time for it tomorrow, we'll be covering the Karen Reed hearing. Follow me on Discord or on X. Then you will always see when we go live. If you never hear about the Hales trial again, it'll be too soon. Well,
You are not a nice person.
everyone, yeah, that's life, Becca. But he's been covering it, and I haven't even watched the first one. So I'm gonna make an executive decision before Jamie overrules me. And everyone, go have fun. And I think we need a new Discord link on the YouTube. But come over and follow us. Jamie, hasta la mañana.
Bye.
Let's see you tomorrow in Spanish, Jamie.
Your Honor, I apologize.
What exhibit are you referring to?
I'm going to make this 100, Your Honor. 100. Because it is 100% correct.
Objection, Your Honor.
Do you see the lawyer's face? Okay, we have to go back and
Widower case.
Did you, whether it's true or not, believe that Mr. Randolph had slept with your wife?
I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't have cared?
No.
Did you believe he had slept with your wife?
No.
Did you believe he slept with your mother-in-law?
Probably did.
Wait a minute, I need this story time.
Everybody has.
Everybody has.
Everyone has slept with his mother.
If I showed you.
Oh my God.
I'm having a Jamie moment. And the way he just said it, he was just like, everyone had. Things on YouTube.
Mr. Randolph, do you?
I got to get some man.
You called him chicken shit.
That's right, you was chicken shit.